We're back.
Woohoo! We're having a very cozy episode today.
Yeah, we have been like filming things today, and we like got in our pajamas and we're like, no, we're not taking them
You're
off.
like, why would we take these off? We're in our prime right now. We are feeling good.
I know we got our cozy slippers. Oh, I've had these slippers for like 3 years. I wear them like every day. It's been cold in our apartment. I mentioned this in a previous episode, but like they put a sensor, which I thought they put the sensor in all the apartments to monitor the heat. That's what they said. But my friend who lives in our building was like, no, they didn't put a sensor in my apartment.
They hate you here.
Well, to be fair, like her apartment, she said usually runs cold, and ours ran hot. And now I'm like, oh, I'm not running hot anymore. So it's been a little chilly.
Like, we sense too much free heatage going through this
they're
part
like,
of the building.
They're like, we have a heat sensor. We're realizing that like 90% is going to this end apartment. We're like,
Your place was so toasty. Last night I was like wrapped up in like a throw blanket underneath the big sheets. I was like, I am snug. I feel like a little burrito.
I do sleep well at night when it's cold.
I do. I need to be cold. If I'm hot, I just wake up and I'm like, I'm so hot. Like I just wake up during the night.
But sometimes when I'm like, if I'm sitting doing computer work during the day and then I get up, I'm like,
my hands. During this episode, we'll see if my hands start going like numb, and I'm like,
yeah,
circulation.
It's that weird time of winter, quote unquote, where it's not freezing cold like it was a couple weeks ago. So like the heat hasn't been on full blast because there's like a range that they have to keep the heat between. So they're like, you know, it hasn't been coming on.
So I wouldn't think about that.
Chilly. But when it's really cold, they're like blast it because they legally have to. Interesting New York.
So because of the cold, we're staying cozy.
Yeah.
I got a new pair of slippers too because they're just like Sarah's, because she's been like, what is it? I'm just like you. You're just like me.
That's a Barbie thing, isn't it?
Yeah. That must have been The Prince and the Pauper. Oh,
we were obsessed with the Barbie Nutcracker.
Barbie Nutcracker was an era.
Oh my gosh! As I'm getting comfy, sorry, I'm moving your stuff around. But when she like turned and like, you are the Sugar Plum Princess or whatever. I was like, oh my gosh, she's a princess.
Yeah, but so I'm like living in my new comfy slippers from Sarah's recommendation. So
yes, shout out LL Bean, the best slippers out there. I mean, they're warm.
Your feet
to last.
Really stay warm.
Like I said, 3 years.
Yours look like new.
I know.
Mine are just a tiny bit puffier, cozier.
Yeah, because I've just been pounding them through the apartment. But anyway, this is last week of February. Short month. I feel like it was just the start of February.
Somehow, yeah, I feel like maybe for the first time in a long time, February has kind of just flown by.
I know.
I'm not mad about it though.
I'm not mad
ready.
about it either.
I'm just so ready for spring. Like, come.
Is spring you're in?
What'd you say?
Is spring you're in? Diving into twins and outs.
No, spring is, I suppose spring is always my in. But no, my in is going to be my new haircut.
Oh, the Bob Queen.
Swish.
She's looking so good. Leah's making me want to get, I've never had my hair quite as short as Leah's. Like when we were in high school, Leah had hers pretty short.
I had a pixie cut.
She had pixie, but like
for like 2 years.
It was just so funny because when Leah first got her hair short, she was like, we were literally at the salon like together, and Leah's like, I want to go short, and we're like, how short are you talking? She's like, I'm thinking pixie. I was like, whoa, where did that come from?
This was like the Mandy Moore time, if you remember, like Walk to Remember and stuff. Like she and I'm trying to think of like another actress or whatever, but it was like, it was popular to kind of like try like a pixie. It was just a little like,
just give it a try.
Yeah. And like the angled bob was really popular like a couple years later. So I was like, you know what? Just do it. We would go to the beauty school. Do you remember that? Because they were like cheap haircuts.
Oh yeah, like $20.
It was like $20 haircuts, and it was late. Like they would be open late. And I just remember sitting there in that chair and just being like, yeah, just why not?
And you
like,
walked out and they're like, are you sure? Like how's this length? And you're like, shorter.
Like, did you just go through a breakup? Like, we just want to make sure that you're like doing this in a sane mind, with a sane mind. And I was like, I feel totally fine. Hair will grow back. And I loved it. Short hair for a long time, like all through the rest of high school. It was like sophomore year through senior year of high school.
I think it was freshman year you cut it.
It was, you're right. It was the end of freshman year.
Because people would always get us confused, and then Leah cut her hair and I was like, oh, no one's confusing us anymore.
So like all of high school basically, and then beginning of college, like a couple years, I think it was like through sophomore year, I had it pretty short. I had like an angled bob.
I don't really remember when you started growing it out. It was like a slow
phase
grow out.
But even when I it was like, I think my very like senior year of undergrad that I started growing it out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like I love having it short, and I like this length right now is probably the shortest I've had
in a while since then.
I mean, because even when I cut it, it was maybe an inch or two longer than this, and I'm just like,
it looks so good. No, I mean it's a
I feel
vibe.
spunky,
And you can do like just a little like flip over,
like
it.
just
It
a little like
looks
pull.
so-
You know, it feels like I have so much more volume because I have really fine hair. So does Sarah. Twins.
fine hair, not fine.
But yeah, I'm just like, I feel like myself. So that's definitely my in. Yeah, feeling. So if I just do some unnecessary hair
Yeah.
flips, just whoosh, you'll know why.
My in is that Mama Scoop is coming next week for her birthday. Wow, that was so 20.
We do for her birthday.
We did not rehearse
You holding
this.
out, holding out.
Oh, for her birthday. Here we go, but we always love when Mama Scoop comes to visit, and yeah, we'll just celebrate. We'll get to go see the work that they've been doing at Leah's house.
My gosh, you guys, I haven't really talked about this. I think the last
You were
episode
like-
I was saying like we were on the cusp.
No, you were like, they're starting because they had called you and said, we're
Okay, but
starting.
then they didn't start. You guys, what the heck? So Colin and I went to Hawaii and stuff, and then it was like, okay, they're gonna start. Still nothing happened.
They were supposed to start right before you left.
Yeah.
And then they didn't.
So just this last week, stuff has started, and everything's gone so fast. And I'm like, okay, what was the delay?
What was the
here?
hang up? Yeah.
Like so much work happened in 2 days that I could not even believe my eyes. I'll have to share more on Instagram stories.
Yeah.
To show you guys, but yeah, it was like so much happened in 2 days, and now we're just kind of working on getting like the cabinets measured so they can get installed, and yeah, all the little things. But just the amount of work that's happened already, I'm like, oh, I can see it. I can see the vision.
Yes.
I can see it.
Yeah.
So that is a good thing.
love it.
It's a good thing.
Who says that? Is
Martha
that Martha
Stewart.
Stewart? It's a good thing. Martha's having a resurgence. So
Girl has had a popularity and resurgence until the day she passes on to
if
the
I
next
could
world.
stay relevant till I was like 85 and people are like, oh, so cool. I'm like, all right.
If I could be like this sex icon at like 80 years old and be on the cover of, what was it?
Not Vogue. Was it Vogue?
No. It's
Sports
Sports Illustrated.
Sports Illustrated?
Yes.
Martha.
She's the oldest person to ever be on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Go get it, Martha.
She looked fierce. Martha. Have you seen the Martha thing on Netflix? It's I mean,
yeah,
it's come out a while ago, but
I did.
loved that so much.
She's a very interesting person.
I was just like, this is so interesting.
yeah.
She's
She's
not
not
like
a warm
crystal clean
fuzzy
person, but like
She's not a warm fuzzy,
no.
but
It was funny. Like
she's
the
more cutthroat.
The images of her like driving through. She's like, that tree needs to be pruned.
yeah,
Jerry,
she's not.
prune it.
She's not a warm fuzzy. Yeah, I heard. I don't remember. Someone said they like met her, and like she was kind of like a bitch.
I mean, yes, that's how you become like the head woman of the whole world.
I mean, especially back in the day, right, where it was like be a housewife.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're digressing.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. My out is gonna be after. Okay, so Lee and I are recording this before we go to Florida tomorrow, and so technically for me, my out after Andrew and I went to Florida the week before for his midwinter break, which
You
was
like
great.
have had 2 days in between Florida trips.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm
Should've
like,
just stayed.
okay, what's out is temperatures below 40 degrees because when you're somewhere when it's and it like makes my skin so much better.
It's insane. Like if you're in a place that's humid for like 3 days, your skin's like, we're becoming new again.
Yeah, it's like, why am I saying all these fine lines here? And then I'm like, oh, my skin's moisturized. We're healthy. We're bouncy.
I'm young. I'm youthful, bouncy.
Temperature below 40. Also, like, I've been wearing my chunky scarf for months because it's been so cold, and like my shoulders are really tight. I need someone to literally come and like get their elbow in there and just work the knots out. Also, Andrew and I made homemade pasta, and I had to really roll these sheets out so my back is not being my friend today, and wearing my scarf. I was
real
like,
life workouts.
I mean,
Putting
yeah.
it into practice.
Yeah. So
Applicable
temperatures
workouts.
below 40, but I'm hoping with March coming, like March in New York can be decently nice, like 50s.
It can be, yeah, it can be pretty. I mean, what? And then March, isn't that one like the Cherry Blossom Festival is too in DC?
And it's like very, very end of March, early
Okay, yeah.
April.
But
So,
like,
so
on
the
the
hope
cusp.
is the hope is
We're on the
coming.
cusp.
Hope is coming. I do like that February's a little short, so that's my out. Temperature below 40. We'll deal with what we need to, but I'm wholeheartedly ready for spring after being in the warmth for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. My out is going to be, and maybe I'm feeling this way because I so desperately want spring. But my out right now is kind of like just basics outfits.
This time of year, you're just like, worn it, too cold for that, too cold for that.
I was
worn
like,
it.
I was getting an outfit together and I was just like, God, I feel so boring. Like I am so not in love with what is happening right now.
You're like, oh, this would be cute with a flat. Oh, it's too cold.
Yeah, I was just like, I just feel so blah.
Well, I wore this dress and it's too cold.
Yeah. And so I like went through my phone and just like I didn't overthink it. I was just kind of like, oh, I like this picture I took of myself. So I moved the pictures that I really liked of outfits that I was just like, ooh, I feel inspired by that. Like, oh, I would like to wear that, and put them in a folder.
Nice.
And then I went into the folder and made like a graphic of kind of putting them all together just so I could see like what's kind of in common. And the main common factor is that there was like some pop of color.
Yeah, we're color girlies.
Some brighter color in there, slash like some unique either print or structural detail of an outfit. And I think it's because I always want something to feel a little artistic, like just a little quirky or a little different. I'm wearing a print right now too. It's a little pop of color and print. So I think my out is just going to be kind of basics. I'm really going to try and focus on building my wardrobe heading into spring and summer to incorporate some like really unique pieces.
I like that. Even accessories.
Yeah, I'm not saying it needs to be anything wild, but I just want things that are really, really like when I look at it, I'm like, oh, I freaking love that. Like it just gives a little bit of spunk, a little pizzazz.
I love like, I feel like it's easier to do that in the fall because you can do cute layers that aren't too big. And then you reach like survival mode of like, I just need to stay warm and it's slippery outside. So you're like, I'm not going to wear my cute shoes.
When I'm cold, I just feel like I just want to give up. Like I get really pouty and I'm just like, but I'm cold, you know? And
where's my giant sweater?
In the fall and spring and summer, I just feel like I feel more comfortable in general. Yeah. And so then I feel okay exploring different stuff. And I think going to Hawaii kind of brought this out in me because I was like, oh, I feel like
colorful.
I love these outfits. I love the color and all the stuff. Yeah, exactly. So and I'm like, oh, I can play with structure and not everything just feel like I just want it to be boxy because I'm cold. So if you see outfits moving forward, I'm trying to sort of lean into that.
I've even been seeing people change things up with a cute scarf, like a neck scarf, which I think is fun. The neck scarves, like the silk ones, are coming back.
Yeah, yeah. Or like the tying it around your waist.
Yeah, or even a fun pair of glasses. Yeah. I love that glasses are fun. I'm like,
or
like wear my regular
or
glasses.
Like a basics look in terms of what they are, but there's some unique detail, like
a fun purse.
Or I just mean like, okay, if it's like a pair of wide leg jeans, like I've shared this with you guys a bunch, but I have a pair that has kind of like an opening, like slash down the middle, or just something that, like a tiny unique detail. I'm not talking like over the top, but something that just makes the structure different. So look out for some of that. I'm really going to try and like maybe try a couple different brands too, or different stores and stuff like that. But yeah, that's
a
what
little
I'm feeling.
Spring refresh.
I just want to, and I think the bob too is I'm like, I really am liking the hair.
Lean into like the artsiness.
Yeah. And I feel like that's just making me kind of want to do that. So
I'm here for it. Bring on the spring cute outfits.
Bring it on.
Jazz it up.
Yeah.
It's time. Scroll talk.
Scroll talk. If you don't know that reference, check yourself.
Little Jonas Brothers. Another group that has stayed relevant.
Somewhere on the internet lies the video of you and I singing that song, Burning Up,
on YouTube
with one of us playing the guitar. Hey, we were in 8th grade. We said we were going to post some stuff, didn't we? Did we say that on here? Maybe we did.
we were dedicated. We were like, we're going to be like the next Ellie and AJ.
We're going to be so famous.
To be fair, we did teach ourselves guitar and then we like filmed YouTube and would like put it on YouTube, and
it was like 8th grade.
Yeah, we would spend the whole summer just, okay, today we're learning Burning Up.
And then we're going to film it.
You sing.
Wow, you know what? That was the beginning of an era. That was so fun. Oh my gosh.
We're so crafty.
Little did we know we'd be filming videos like the rest of our
I know. That's so funny. Like, let's put ourselves on YouTube.
Oh my God. But yeah, one of us being like, I'm hot. Clink, clink. You're cold.
Clink, clink. We were better than that.
But those were all like bar chords. That was a hard one.
I know. It was hard. You're like, ooh, get
our
those
tiny
calluses.
fingers were like,
get those calluses going.
Yeah.
Anyway, back onto the scroll talk. Scroll.
So this week, just because we've been noticing this trend,
especially
a
with
lot.
Wuthering Heights.
Wuthering Heights, as being sort of like top
big movie release.
Movie release.
Yeah.
So for Scroll Talk today, we're talking all things that are like film adaptations of books,
Which seems to be maybe
I mean,
this.
it's always a trend, but I feel like right now we are in the thick. Like almost every
I know
movie coming out is based off of like a book that has done super well too.
I feel like we're in, dare I say, a creative rut where it's no one's creating anything original. They're like, oh, let's do a musical adaptation of Hercules. Let's do a movie adaptation of
Let's
Wuthering
do a real life
Heights.
flick about like Bon Jovi. Right. It's like
Yeah.
all things that are adaptations of like biopics.
It's not any new creative ideas. Like I'm thinking of when we had like Frozen, when it was like,
Or it's like
new.
Inside Out 5.
Yeah. But like Frozen, that was such like and like Moana, they were all like these new movies, and now it's like, okay, what's out there already that we can just like put on screen?
Yeah, or make like the fourth, movie about or something like that.
Which is
generally that
interesting.
bugs me so much.
Like sometimes, and it's nice when you can see, like for example, I went and saw The Outsiders musical, which is obviously a book. I had not read the book before going to see the musical. I really enjoyed that adaptation of the book. And then I went and read the book and I was like, wow, I really enjoyed the book a lot.
Yeah.
So it's fun when you are attached to something like, Hamnet or Wuthering Heights. We read Wuthering Heights for our book club and the book is so complex and you're like, wow. And then it's fun to sometimes see how that plays out in a film adaptation or a musical, but it's also can be like very enraging if you're attached to something and then it doesn't like present itself.
And I think a lot of it comes from like, it doesn't really matter which format was created first. It matters which one you experienced first, I think, in my opinion.
Ooh, that's a good, yeah.
Because I think it really impacts just like how you first come into touch with the story. And then so say you saw Wuthering Heights, the movie, and you're like, sexy as hell. This is a great story. Love it. Romance, all this stuff. Then you go read the book
that they left out half
and
the
you're
book.
like, what the heck is this? Like, this isn't anything like the movie. Like there's like a whole half of the book that's not in the movie. You're like, who's this character? What's happening? There's not really that much like hands-on romance at all that happens in the book.
It's just brooding.
And so then I feel like if you loved the movie and you go to the book, then you might be like, what in the world? But vice versa, if you read the book first and you're like, oh, what a beautiful piece of literature. Like, I love the story, connect to the characters. And then you go see the movie and you're like,
where the second half
this is outlandishly exaggerated or like, this doesn't happen, And I think, so I really think it matters which you experience first.
I think that's a good point. Sometimes you can appreciate both depending which one is your first exposure. Because often, as we're seeing with like Wuthering Heights and things, they're not always accurate to the original form.
Yeah.
Right?
Which can like either enrage or sometimes I feel like you enjoy that it's different.
Yeah. But then you're like, why is it different?
Yeah.
Now you also, like you said, Hamnet.
Because right now I feel like
what are the ones? It's like Wuthering Heights,
Hamnet, The Housemaid.
Yeah.
I've read all of those books.
And you've seen,
I haven't seen Hamnet yet. And then Project Hail Mary is this new one with Ryan Gosling that
new Ryan Gosling.
right? I mean, I will definitely be seeing that, but I found out that Colin's like, oh, it was a really good book. I'm like,
it's a book first.
Okay, well, yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, I need to read the book before I see the movie. And generally that's how I operate. Like I do want to read the book first. Like I quickly read The Housemaid probably in 2 days before I went to go see the movie.
Yeah.
Just because me personally, like I do like my first experience with the story to be the format that existed first.
Yeah.
Like that's just me.
Yeah.
But I sort of want to see like what the OG version is.
Right.
And then I can take it to the adaptation. And I don't know, for me, I feel like that helps me digest it better.
I get that.
Because
maybe for the Outsiders, because I didn't know the story. Like I saw it and had no idea what was going to happen in the plot. I was like, oh my gosh. It's like there were moments. And then I wonder, like, if I had read the book, would I have liked it as much? It's interesting to think about.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the last thing that I maybe had seen that I saw first and then read the book. I I did read, or I saw was it like My Life with the Walter Boys? It's like a series on Netflix. And then I went and read the book, which I thought was good too. I can't remember if I've read The Summer I Turned Pretty Now.
Oh, I haven't, but I would like to read them first because I haven't watched the show either.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes you can enjoy them as well. But personally, this is my hot take. I think you enjoy the movie the most when it's true to the book. Dare I say?
Because if they just run off with a different idea, then it's like, this is not what the original was supposed to was like.
Yeah, or I always get hung up on it's like, oh, they decided to cut out a character, or maybe Harry Potter's like the most like representative is because a lot of people read the books and then they then we're like waiting with bated breath for the movies.
Like the first couple were very
true to the book, and then they sort of get a little more exaggerative. But aren't there a couple characters that get cut out or
probably
or things like that? You know what I mean? And sometimes it makes you wonder like what was achieved by cutting this out, or like why did you change it?
Yeah,
like there were a couple things going from the Housemaid book to the movie that I'm like, what was minor things. I'm like, what was really accomplished?
Different modes
by
of
doing that
art, maybe certain things. I mean, sometimes if it's like a book or a movie with a lot of internal thoughts, that it doesn't always present itself the same way in a movie.
That's true.
But it is interesting because this trend is so big right now of like book to movie, and it's like, I don't know whether it's a lack of like originality out there, but we're seeing just this kind of like regurgitation. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? Do you enjoy seeing, like, would you go see a movie about a book that you had never read the book?
Yeah, like would you have to go see the book? Would you have to go read the book first?
Yeah. And if you had seen the movie first, would you then want to go read the book? Maybe it's a case by case basis, but
because for me, for the most part, if I see the movie, I then don't feel inclined to read the book.
And if you see it first, if you see the movie first.
Yeah, and I think it's just because I feel like all the details have been spelled out for me, and then I don't want to start back at like a more basic level. I have to imagine everything because then what I'm imagining is the movie.
It's already spelled out the picture for you.
Yeah. And I want to kind of come up with how I see the characters first or how I see the storyline. And then when it's put into like a big screen and you can visually
see if that matches what you envisioned.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I rarely find myself seeing a movie and then reading the book.
Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah.
Interesting idea. Interesting topic for Scroll Talk. All right. Before we get into our questions, we have a follow-up. We know you all love your follow-ups. And thank you for those of you that send them in because we want to know, like,
we need to know how stories progress.
Yeah, how are things developing? So a couple weeks ago, we had a girl who was ghosted or like had friend breakups via text.
Oh,
like
my
two
gosh.
friend breakups. And she was pregnant and she couldn't decide whether she was going to tell the one friend.
Oh, right. She was like, do I reach out to just tell her?
Or do I just wait till we're like strolling around town and I just turn sideways like, yeah.
They're like, whoa.
I'm about to pop. So ended up getting a follow-up and she said, thank you for your advice on the episode. I did reach out and let her know I'm pregnant. And even the act of that alone released the worry around it. So like, because we had said either you tell her just so you're like, I'm the bigger person. Like you haven't communicated with me in a few months, but I'm just going to like let you know and like just share my happy news. Yeah. Or you don't really need to, if they're not being a good friend
and you can just release that into the world. Yeah.
But sounds like just being the bigger person and just sharing helped you feel better.
Well, then it removes the weight of like, am I going to run into her at like the grocery store and then I have to be like, hi.
And she responded congratulating me and kindly, I think you're right that now I can just let it go. So maybe she was like, oh, that's great. Congratulations. And then it's just like, no follow-up needed.
Great. It's not, let me take you out to lunch and we can catch up and we can celebrate. It's like, okay.
So we're just ending it there. Okay. Like, because that would be a great time to, oh my gosh, let me get together, blah, blah, blah. It's just, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me take you out to lunch. Oh my gosh, we have to celebrate. And it's like, nothing. All right.
I've left you there. I've told you my news. I'm not keeping anything secret or like whatever. We've just released it. So, and sometimes that's just being the bigger person or being like, you're taking charge, like you're sharing the information. It's in your court. You're not just waiting for just to bump into this person.
Yeah.
Right?
I was listening to a podcast and they were saying, gosh, how did they describe it? They were saying it's not a friend breakup. It's just, like the period, like the period of a relationship.
It's the end of the period of the relationship.
Yeah, it was, oh gosh, I can't remember exactly how it was phrased, but I remember thinking, oh, that makes me think so much of these questions we've gotten of like, you know, we're getting all these friend breakups and stuff. And it's like, no, it's just the course of our relationship.
Because they say sometimes people in your life for like a reason, a season, a lifetime. And
Exactly.
that was just our season.
And it was just the season. It was just season of your friendship. So
she's on to a different
love the
season.
follow up.
Yes. Thank you. So yeah, question.
Yeah.
Get into our question. Question number 1. Hi, Sarah and Leah. I absolutely love your millennial makeovers. This is a series we do on Instagram if you are just a podcast listener. They've helped me so much to update my outfits the last couple of years. I wondered if you had any more advice to make myself feel more quote unquote up to date. Because even with clothes that look less millennial, I still find myself feeling outdated. If that makes sense. I'm not sure if it's my hair or makeup or my millennial soul.
She's like, I'm a millennial to my
Or
core.
my millennial soul. But I thought I would ask for any tips.
Oh, I love that.
So I do think, I mean, without like thinking of all the hypotheticals because they didn't share a picture or anything, like
Yeah, if you had to say one thing that's like not clothes, what do you think would be the biggest influence over still feeling a little outdated?
I would say makeup,
That's what I was going to say.
because even when I look back at my pictures from like 2020, 2021, doing way more full face, a little bit more matte makeup,
A lot more like wing
like
eyeliner.
big wing, mostly like just the full coverage matte foundation and like matte
Because
lipstick.
girlies are just not doing that anymore.
It's dewy, like we want the natural skin to shine through. And often, truly, and I've watched videos of like makeup artists that are for like 40, 50-year-olds. They say that the less full face makeup, the less you're going to see those wrinkles and fine lines. It's just going to be
It's not
dewy.
going to settle. Yeah, I was seeing a couple of posts of people being like, I'm at the age where I look better with no makeup than I do with the full face.
Yeah.
And that's because that really matte, like heavy, thick, full,
Yeah.
we're talking full coverage foundation
Just
here.
cakes. It sticks into the lines.
You're probably putting way too much on. And I mean, that was the era that, I mean, from the time that we were
Yeah.
in college, even like late high school,
Yeah.
that full matte
face.
face, like you don't see a single like
Pore,
shadow,
yeah, no.
pore. There's no natural skin tint. We want it to be totally matte. That is, and you know, like you're walking around with like the oil, like little pads,
your
right? Because
little,
you don't want to seem that
no
is-
shine. Now it's like shine's okay. Dewy is
COVID
good.
was the turning point of that because I think people were like, I'm not putting on a full face of makeup to wear
Yeah.
a mask, have it
Yeah.
wipe off. You know, I'm at home, I'm video conferencing, whatever. And that has been such a huge turning point of just embracing natural skin texture, natural dewiness. It's like
blush. Like I never wore blush, and blush has been like a big thing because you just want to have like that rosy.
yeah, it's like
tinted
cream,
serum.
cream blushes, liquid blushes.
Way less eye makeup.
In fact, like I remember for Colin and my honeymoon going to Sweden and being like, I was so just kind of in like, not in like enamored, but just like seeing all the women there. Hardly anybody had any eye makeup at all, like not even mascara. And I just
Wow.
remember thinking, whoa, like you look almost sort of like bald, like you know what I mean, like
I was like eyeballed.
for lack
Definitely.
of a better term. But I was just like, these women look like eyeballed, but I was like, they look so beautiful at the same time. And I remember I still recall that. I just think like, I remember thinking, wow, I wish we could embrace a little bit more of that in the US. And now you see so many influencers, bloggers, just people posting in general online with like little to no eye makeup.
Yeah.
And it is insane. Just
Yeah.
the level of like updatedness.
Because even on social media, having a filter on everything, a beauty filter, was that big phase.
I mean,
in like
we use filters all the time.
on every story.
Yeah.
And it was like,
Every
oh my, I
post.
can't like not have a filter, even just the smoothing filter. I never use a filter.
No,
it just seems
not
so
ever,
fake.
not
I would
ever.
never. I'd be like, ew, it's giving me the ick to have this filter away.
Yeah. And because we want to see, and I think, you know, we've touched on this before, but I think some of it was like with AI and things being like overly curated. It's like we want to just see the realness too. But to go back to the question, I think updating makeup, really doing less.
Do like a
Opting
dewy
for a dewier
foundation
and
a brighter
try,
blush.
Try doing just mascara No eyeliner, especially I will say this will aid you if you are doing the lower.
Yeah, don't do lower mascara.
Eyeliner.
No, lower eyeliner, yeah.
Eyeliner, if you are doing a thick line in that kind of water line of your lower eye, it will, you can instantly look so much older and so much more just dated.
Yeah.
I think that really helps. Just go opt for a little bit more like luminescent, slightly dewier.
Look up and again, we're hypothesizing since you didn't share a picture about, that makeup could probably be a big thing. But probably the makeup, because honestly, if your hair is whatever, whether you're doing like big curls or not, I think your makeup really speaks even more than like a side part. People are like, oh, millennial side part, but
I've got a little side part going on.
But I really think the dewy makeup. So if you look up like a dewy natural makeup look, at first you're going to be like, I feel like I don't have any.
Or you're gonna be like, my face is so shiny.
But truly not wearing the full cakey foundation and just doing like a bright blush,
or even like a CC cream, like do like a BB cream, CC cream, a bright blush that's not a powder blush.
It's okay to look dewy now.
You're gonna feel youthful. Yes. You're gonna feel updated.
The glow.
And I guess if I were just to touch on one more thing, I would say like we love our wands, like our curling wands. But I think having a full hairdo of like wand tighter curls is also going out of style.
So if you do curl your hair with a wand, maybe like comb it out with your fingers a little bit, so it's more relaxed.
It's a little bit of a looser curl.
We're leaning more into like the roller curl kind of style, like a little bit more like flipped in, as opposed to like the perfect spirals with like that inch at the bottom that's left out. Like a lot of the overnight heatless curls, like those are very popular now. You can like make it look like a barrel curl.
Yeah, it makes it look a little more released.
Yeah, like a roller curl.
Yeah. So it's sort of leaning into a little bit more relaxed, more released, and just do your makeup. I think, we're like Sarah said, we're hypothesizing, but I think that can also, because you're sort of like, I'm halfway there.
What else is missing? Yeah, I'm wearing the clothes.
And when you start feeling like things are matching, I think on the inside you're going to feel like that millennial soul still feels great, like updated.
Because you're not trying to put on a fake version of yourself.
Yeah, you're just like, trying to feel the age I am. Like I am a millennial, and that's what we say all the time. We're like, we are millennials. Like we can't change that. We don't want to change that.
We just want to feel fresh and confident.
Yeah, and current. Like there's never an age where you
want to feel irrelevant.
Yeah, and you don't ever need to stop playing with style. You could be 93 years old and be like, I want to try barrel jeans.
Yeah.
Go for it. You might tailor it to what you like and how you feel comfortable in your own body, but go for it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Never stop playing with your style.
Super fun. And if you try some stuff out, right back and let us know. Moving on to question number 2. I'm nervous to tell my friends about my new boyfriend. Hi, twins. I'm 32, moved to LA about 6 months ago, and have been dating a really nice guy for about 3 months.
West Coast. I've never been to. No, I have. I've been to California once.
And you went to San Francisco.
That's just that one time. Yeah.
Oh, that is California.
Dating in California. Okay.
California.
Sorry, I'll stop interrupting.
Okay. Been dating a really nice guy for about 3 months. He's so sweet, and I can't even remember the last time I felt this happy.
Oh, that's great. That's the goal, right?
Literally, when you're sitting there thinking, I don't know if I've ever been this happy. You're like, okay, this is all green flags here. The only thing is, I'm nervous to tell my friends about him because he's 10 years older than me.
Okay.
I'm worried they'll think the age gap is weird or wonder if dating someone older will put pressure on us, speeding up our life timeline, having kids, settling down, etc. Not sure if this is all just in my head.
And she's 34?
32.
So he's 42.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes it takes men
I know.
10 plus years advance to meet our level.
I know. The brain cells are still developing.
There's a big difference between
like 22 and 32.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah. Like when you're 22, like you just started being able to like legally drink. Like you probably aren't even done with college.
Or you're just graduated.
And when you're 32, it's like you are well into your like adult life, like independent era, right? You probably have like a career going on. You probably have your own place. You know, you've had years of doing your own thing, developing your career, developing yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you're 42, like you're still kind of in that same era. Like you have spent more time, obviously, doing that as well. But
I feel like I know
quite a few people and it's in the ones that I know who I'm like, oh, they have such a great relationship. It generally is the woman is like 32 and the guy is 10 years older than her. Yeah. It generally isn't the opposite way.
Yeah.
Where the woman is 10 years older than the guy.
Not saying it can't be, but just the cases that we know of.
Yeah. Like, one of our mom's best friends has a decent age gap with her husband. One of my like really, she was my professor in college, but her husband and I like really admire them. We're still in good contact. That I think they have like a 15-year or more age gap.
Yeah, I feel like once you're adults, it doesn't like matter so much. Like I'm an adult, you're an adult. We're adulting, and it's if he hasn't settled down either. Assuming. I also would say like don't put the cart before the horse. Like you've only been dating for 3 months, so I think the questions about like how many kids you want to have together, like maybe you want to make sure you're in the same place of like I want to have a family or
I don't,
like those are things to touch base on before you get really serious.
Let's just say like anatomically though, as a guy you could have children up until you're old. It's less like a time frame on the guy than it is like on the woman. So I think that you can kind of let that go a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, make sure you're on the same page with your life goals, but at the end of the day, it's your life and their life, not your friend's life. You obviously want your friends to have your back. You want your friends to support you and be like,
you want them to be like, yeah, he's great. We love him.
But I don't think you need to lead with, if you tell them like, there's one thing though I need to tell you. He's 42. You know what I mean? Like, don't make it seem like a doom.
If you didn't even mention age, she's like, I met this amazing guy. I cannot wait for you guys to meet him. Like, why don't we plan it?
It's not like 30 and 60.
Do you? Yeah, right. Like if you started dating a 60-year-old, you might have to say
he's
there's just a thing. He's just a little bit older than me. But like, if you didn't say anything, like, would your friends even know? Probably not. Because would they even care? Like, I don't know if I started dating somebody, if friends in my life, I mean, they would question it because I'm married, but but would they be like, okay, but how old is he? It's not like he's 1.5 years older than me. He's like, we're beyond that.
Because 42 is still pretty young.
Yeah. Like, I feel like that's in your 20s thing, or like in,
you're 25 and you're dating a 40-year-old.
Like, I'm 22 and he's 25. And you're like, oh my God. But when you're in your 30s, like, do people really ask how old your new boyfriend and girlfriend is? I feel like less.
Unless they really look,
unless you're
like,
how old is he?
Or younger, you're like, can they grow a beard?
Right. Is this legal? And so like, I think, do you actually have to mention it? Like, maybe if someone asks, be like, oh yeah, he's 42. But I don't think there's any.
You don't need to preface it by like, there's something I need to tell you.
He has a problem. He's 10 years older than like, I mean, it's fine.
I think it's totally normal. And
if you're really vibing with this person and it sounds like maybe you haven't had this type of connection before, I wouldn't question it. I definitely wouldn't set something to the side just because they're 10 years older than you.
Yeah, I think it's a non-issue. I think if you play it off as not an issue, your friends aren't going to, maybe like a really good friend would be like, is the age gap weird for you? Yeah. And if you're like, not at all, like we're on the same page with our life goals and whatever, then your friend should be like, oh, that's great. And just have your back, like,
Exactly. It's not going to be an issue unless you make it like a big topic.
Yeah. Present it as something
and
weird.
So I think I would, if it were me, I think I would just proceed and be like, I'm with this amazing guy. Like, I can't wait for you to be like, talk about him, all the good things that are going on and stuff. And I would let age not even be like in the conversation. I don't think.
Yeah. I think it's
unless someone comes out and asks you and you're like, yeah, he's 42.
I think green flags go.
What about
and you guys are going to be happy and continue to
enjoy your little life and
grow your life
the
together.
West Coast.
We had a little glitch with the end of this last question with our microphones and video. So if you want to hear the third question for this week, our third write-in, just tune in on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. But we will be back next week with another episode, and we look forward to hearing your write-ins, and we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.